Hello.
My internet connection is unstable. Hang on. Oh, I can't be seen. Why I can't be seen?
No.
Can you hear me okay?
Hear you, just can't see you.
Oh dear, hang on a sec. The camera must have gone. Hang on a sec. Hello, Nicole. You've never come on one of these, have you?
No. Can you hear me? Is my thing on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. No, I haven't, because I have a retainer client I usually work for on Thursdays, but I'm knocking things out like a train today.
Like a
So.
train.
Woohoo.
And we have Marie. Bonjour, Marie.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Today's actually, I have to say, so I haven't met a lot of you. I'm recognizing faces from CopyCon.
Yeah, hello. CopyCon.
It's my first day actually, like, officially without a kind of job. So
Hey!
and I'm crazy busy.
That's great. Well, look, just
That's good.
everyone, I'm trying to get my camera to work. Just a minute. I'm just gonna. No. I'm gonna have to defrag my camera. Why don't we go around the room and just introduce ourselves? So start with you, Joanna, because you're my top left.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Just a quick.
I'm Jo, and I'm based in Adelaide. I think Nicole and I are still the only South Aussie, I think. You, Nicole?
I think so.
Yeah. I think I've met some of you at CopyCon. And I haven't been to one of these for ages either, because Thursdays is my day with kids home, but I've got something on the TV, so hopefully it'll keep them occupied for a bit.
Awesome. Okay, Nicole, you can go next.
I'm Nicole, and I'm in Adelaide as well, and I didn't see anyone at CopyCon because I couldn't go, but hopefully next year.
Yeah, hopefully. You just have to, I don't know, get a new husband. I think that's
Maybe.
the only option.
But the wine does come in handy.
It does, yeah. You can't really complain about that. Sorry, guys. I'm still trying to get my. I'm doing very scary things with my terminal, which I've never done before. MP Marie, do you want to introduce yourself to the group?
Yeah, so I'm Marie-Pierre, but everyone calls me MP because it's easier. I'm on the Central Coast, originally from Canada, so that explains the accent.
Cool, welcome. And then we have the lovely Rachel Altz. How the devil are you? We can't hear you. I'll have to unmute you.
Okay, sorry. My volume wasn't on suddenly. Woo! It was there.
Cool. How are you, Rachel?
I'm good.
Want to do a quick intro for the group because we didn't hear you?
Oh, sure. I'm Rachel. I'm currently working corporate and doing my copywriting on the side. So I'm work today. Well, I'm working from home today. So
work sounds much more exciting. Just to explain to Tanya why I'm not visible on the camera. So I am just trying to make it work again, frantically clicking in the background. But let's say hello to Diana Gaffney. I think this is the first time we've met. I mean, you can't see me, but I can see you. Welcome.
Nice to meet all of you. Nice to tune in live. And I'm in San Francisco, and I'm very happy to be in this group. And that's all I've got to say right now. I'm like, I'm on video. So I will say I'm a newbie at doing my copywriting stuff. I've been doing WordPress work, and I've had a long career in corporate tech. I burned out, and I'm much happier going my own way. It's harder, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it is harder, but it is kind of worth it. I still can't get my camera to work. I don't know what to do. So while I'm still continuing to fanny about, hang on, now my applications are going. Tanya, hello, how are you? Do you want to say hello?
hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, apart from the stupid camera thing. But yes, I'm good. Do you want to introduce yourself to the group?
Sure. Hi, I'm Tanya Yunan. I'm a health and wellness copywriter, and I've been part of the group for a bit over a year now, and I'm loving it. And I'm looking forward to hearing what your copywriter tip is today, Kate.
Yeah, well, I think it might end up having to be a voice in the darkness because I cannot for the life of me get this to work. So I'll put my little avatar there, and you can just imagine it blinking and talking instead. Several of you are on my SEO course, so probably used to my voice droning away in your ear hole for hour after hour. Oh, we have Emily as well. Wow, the gang's all here today. This is awesome. Hello, Emily. Hello, Emily's hand. Oh no, she's gone. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Does anyone know how to set a camera on a Mac? Because I am incapable. I'm in terminal trying to enter kill things. It's very weird. Webcam not detected. Googling at the same time. Oh, bugger it. You'll just have to listen to my voice. So welcome everybody. It's very nice to see everybody. Welcome to the man in yellow that's behind Tanya.
That's my husband. He's in the office setting up his new laptop.
The last time I did a coaching call, somebody's semi-naked husband walked behind her in the fan. And then once he realised that we could all see him, he continued to walk back and forth.
Oh, that's a bit of a worry.
You could see me, because at some point I thought he was going to go front on and do that thing where you shuffle across with your hands in the air, but he didn't. Anyway, it was very exciting. So as long as your husband doesn't get naked, we should be fine. So yeah.
He won't, it's all right.
So look, these chats are usually just like an opportunity, especially there's a few new people here today, to talk about face-to-face, any issues that you're having in your business. It's all very well and good putting comments up in the group, but sometimes it's actually nice to chat. And also I try and sort of share a bit of a tip each week or a bit of advice as well. So does anyone have anything that they are freaking out about or worrying about or struggling with at the moment? I mean, I guess, Marie, you must be feeling pretty, I don't know, scared, happy, nervous?
Happy, not scared, because I've done the freelance thing before, and it's been a back and forth of like, oh, let's get a job to have something stable, and then, oh, but I really don't like this setup of having to be part of the company. Not that I'm not a good team player, but just I like to be able to do my work when it works, and sometimes it's at night, and that doesn't really work when someone wants you in the office Monday to Friday 9 to 5.
No.
So I think what I'm surprised I already have to kind of manage is the fact that I've got more work I thought I would. I thought it would take more time for it to pick up. And I kind of have to manage the fact that I've just got a lot to write today, and I got to get it done by 5.
Oh, well, then we'll be super quick, or feel free to duck out if you are if you're feeling like you have to go. But so it's great that you've got a heap of work, and because usually the sort of this stage, it's kind of like mapping out what you're going to do in your first 4 weeks. I used to actually have a little mini course on the site that was like your first 4 weeks as a copywriter. I should bring that back at some point. About 18 courses on the site that are just hidden that I haven't quite finished, or I'm not proud enough of, so I must bring that back. But it's great that you've already got work, so that's fine. Well, look, what I'll do is I'll talk about the thing that I wanted to talk about today, and some of you will have heard this before, but I think it bears repeating. And that's, what I think is the key to me having done relatively well as a copywriter. And I think it's a few things, and it's things that I see a lot of other copywriters not doing. Those of you at CopyCon, some of this will be familiar. But I think the first one is the timidness around inquiries and the procrastination around inquiries. So, I do post jobs in the group, and I see now we have Nat Foxon and Sally Cameron and Matt Fenwick, who are all regularly posting jobs. So if you don't have notifications set up on the group, I would have them. Now, look, I know there's also a lot of banter and silly posts and whatever, so it can be a bit hard, which is why we have that hashtag job thing. I seem to find that I post most of my jobs in the morning, but you've got to leap on those and not be like, oh yeah, I'll do it if no one else wants it, or I'm not sure, like maybe if no one else says, then it's like, oh God, just either say yes, you want it. Oh, there's Estelle as well. Hello, Estelle Fallon.
Hello, beautiful people.
Hello, I'm just a face because my camera's broken, but
oh no.
No, so I'm so sorry, and I'm not naked or anything. It is genuinely that my camera's broken. So yeah, I think that's one of the biggest problems. I think you need to have your spiel ready. If you haven't worked on what your USP is, this is something we go through on the recipe course. But what do you do? Who do you do it for? Why do you do it better than anyone else? If you can't answer those 3 questions like right now, then you're going to be in trouble, you know? And I would have on a little notepad or a sticky note on my desktop, you know, your little blurb, your phone number, your web, your email, and have it ready to go. Do you know what I mean? So it's cut paste. So you can be the first one to respond, because speed is everything when it comes to inquiry. I don't often think that the client often necessarily gets the best copywriter. They get the copywriter that was quickest to get back to them and that seemed the most efficient. And, you know, they don't know if they're a good copywriter. They've had a quick look through their website. But as we all know, a lot of our websites look exactly the same as each other's. We're all good writers. We're all in the same group. You know, we all kind of know what we're doing. So how can you differentiate yourself? You know, so speed is so important. And again, I know, because I send out a lot of jobs to people, that some people will respond the next day. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? They've gone. You've lost them. Do you know what I mean? It really is that bad, you know? And I know that you're like, oh, I've got school run, or oh, I'm working on client work. But the really important thing as a copywriter is to have a consistent flow of clients, to balance the work that you're doing with new inquiries. Because yes, you will get busy. You'll have weeks where you have an awful lot of work. But if you're not constantly, and I want to use the word hustling because it makes me vomit, but if you're not prepping for the next job, then you will have an empty week. And then you will start to question your sanity, why you're being a copywriter, you know, all those things. You've got to put aside, I would say, at least half an hour to a day to be working on new business. And that's what a lot of copywriters don't do. So again, you know, I have all those email templates in the shop, but if you don't want to use them, get your first email written and have it in a notepad on your desktop, so that when someone sends me an inquiry, it takes me all of 10 seconds to cut paste my formulaic email back to them. And if you've seen the template in the shop, it pretty much says who I am, when I'm available, what my rough charges are, what would happen next, here's my copy brief, boom. The ball is back in their court, and it's taken me 5 minutes to write. And the only thing I personalise at that stage is the first line, because I don't know anything about them. Do you know what I mean? They could be complete waste of time tire kickers. So I personalise the first line, and I might say, you know, hey Bob, you know, find something in your contact form that you can use to try and create a connection. Hey Bob, thanks for your email. I like cheese too. My favourite is brie. Anyway, just letting you know that the next gap I've got is this. My rough costs for a project like this are this to this. And I know so many are so scared of giving any kind of quote. But if you say pretty much everything comes in at between $1,000 and $3,000, pretty much everything, I'm sure Nicole will attest to, unless it's an annual report or one product description, everything costs between $1,000 and $3,000. Everything. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm sure you can have that ready. Again, get your rate card done. Just do it. It's painful. You know, work out your hourly rate, work out the time for each project. We've now got that great little spreadsheet that you can all access through the pinned post, which shows what average rates we all charge. It's all anonymous. So there is no excuse for not, if I say, I'm going to do it in a minute, I'm going to test someone in this group, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to say in a couple of minutes, how much do you charge for 3 600-word blog posts with 2 rounds of amends? Okay, I'm going to ask Estelle Fannin. Go. How much?
No idea.
See? Well, there you go. You've lost me. Bye. I'm going to ask Tanya Unan how much you charge.
Usually about $150 for a blog.
Perfect. Done. You've got me. I'm sold. Good. So you've got to have that answer ready. You've got to have your rate card. Like, I don't know what your desktop looks like. I'll share mine so you can have a look. This is one of my desktops, which is hideous. And then my other desktop looks like, I'm just going to show you quickly, just quickly tidy it up. It looks like this. Hang on. Like that. Empty. So I've got 2 screens. And when I was a working copywriter, like doing a lot of copywriting, all I had on that desktop was my email templates. So I had a little folder. I'll show you my little folder as well. This is actually out of date, because it's now the one that I've created for you guys is actually better. Can you see that? Hang on. Can you see that email folder? Making first contact, explaining availability, proposal, invoice, they're all just there. So when I want to respond to a client, I'm like, double click. There's my email. I'll just go Control A, close it down, get my email up, and Control C, personalize the first line, and I'm done. I've sent an email. I'm done. You know, the board is back in their court. I've answered all the questions that every client has at the first stage. Are you really a copywriter? Are you there? Is there someone at the other end of that contact form? That's what they want to know first of all. I know you know, not based in Bangladesh, no disrespect to anyone who's Bangladeshi, but, you know, are you really who you say you are? So I've covered that one off. When I'm free, because most people are on a deadline, whether it's made up or not, how much am I roughly going to cost? If you don't have pricing on your site, then you need to get that out of the way. We talk about that a lot in the pricing course, whether you have pricing or not. I have pricing on my site. It means that by the time they come to me, that's no longer the issue. They actually self-select. So they come to me and say, Kate, I want this package. I only have one set of things priced. I don't have everything priced, but it gives them a good indication of my ballpark. You know what I mean? So they know who I am. They know when I'm available. They know roughly what I cost. And then they want to know what next. What do they have to do? Are you gonna, do you want them to fill in the brief? Do you want to have a phone call? So if you have a lot of inquiries, the next step will be for them to complete your brief. If you don't have a lot of inquiries, the next step will be that you are going to say, if all this sounds good, I've made a note in my calendar to give you a call at boom. So whatever time, yeah? So if it's 5 o'clock that you get the email, then obviously it's 9 o'clock the next day or 10 o'clock the next day. If you get the email at 10 a.m., it's 2 o'clock the same day. You know, you're gonna be the one. Don't say, here's my number if you want to get in touch, because they'll never get in touch. You say, I'm gonna get in touch with you. You're being polite, you're prepping them, but you are gonna take the next step. We never want to leave the ball too much in the client's court unless we need to. So what I mean by that is if I'm super busy and I really want to kind of delay the client because I haven't actually done the thing that I want them to do, then I'm more than happy to say, oh, here, could you just answer these 6 questions? I really need answered so I can finish the copy deck. It's a complete delaying tactic. You know what I mean? Because I need the time. But generally, you are the leader. They're expecting you to project manage them. So I think those are super important. So on your desktop, you should have that first email, you should have your rate card so you can ballpark, and you should have your creative brief ready to attach as a Word document. And then really, we all are hopefully working in spurts. We're not saying it's ridiculous to think you can sit and write for 3 hours without stopping. We all stop, we all have a wee, we all get some water, we all check Facebook. So every time you stop, you quickly check your inquiries, you send that quick email, and then you come back. Do you know what I mean? And it sounds a lot, but you need to be, you know, at least 3 times a day, 9, midday, end of play. That's your inbox time. You have to, so that you're constantly keeping the inquiries coming in. But the truth is, the reason why I was a successful copywriter more than a lot of people is that I rang people. I rang people straight away. And one thing that I'm going to add to the copy shop soon is some scripts, phone scripts for those awful, awkward first conversations, and answers to those questions that you don't want to answer. So, you know, there's a post on the site about how to deal when someone does ask you for a quote and you're just not ready to give it. And it can be awful. You can get into a real scramble. So I'm going to just prepare a few little scripts where you can go to a range of different answers. Another copywriter in our group, Alison, that's her biggest fear, is getting on the phone. So she avoids it and she misses out on a lot of jobs. So having a script in front of you that you can, you know, you have to follow it word for word and sound like a weird customer service person, but having an answer, like I have a little notepad which is full of answers. The question I used to get asked the most was, can I take you for a coffee, Kate? I'm a copywriter. I really want to be a copywriter. Can I meet you for a coffee, Kate? And can you just share your knowledge with me? And it's like, no, fuck off. Not being awful, but why would I? But then to say that in such a way that's kind, reassuring, not nasty, and, you know, because I don't want to upset anybody, but it also is like you're being a bit cheeky. So kind of saying, hey, you know, I've got a little response. I think I probably still got it in my notepad, but it's something like, I'd love to meet you for a coffee. I love coffee, but I'm really focusing on my paid client work at the moment. Paid. So how about instead you check out blog post resource thing. Or if you really want to, feel free to book a coaching call. That was my I didn't always have the coaching call bit because I didn't used to do them. But, it's polite. It makes it clear that you're actually focusing on paid work. Or if it's a client, you can just say, I'm heavily booked up on my paid client work, but I'm more than happy to book a 15-minute Skype session with you on either of these dates. Let me know if that works for you, So having those responses gets you out of awkward situations. And even having them for email, because how many times do you get an email and you just sit there and you're just not sure how to answer it? And you lose an hour of your life going, well, should I say this? Should I say that? And there's a lot of conversation about this that goes on in the group. So, people put great stuff in there. Cut and paste things that people suggest in the group and have a little swipe file of customer responses on your desktop. It really, really helps. So that was my tip, to have those. It's the organized desktop tip, I guess. So you have on your desktop the first response, your brief, your rate card, and some kind of script that you are ready, or some kind of answers to awkward questions that then mean that you can respond to. Because people always say to me, the thing that people always say when I reply to their email is, "Wow, that was really quick," or "God, I'm so great! It's so great you responded so quickly." I could show you a million examples of that. And then I know that from working with some of the other guys, when the group was smaller and I used to refer jobs, I would see people, were answering that email 3 days later, 2 days later, and you're just like, what are you doing? You've lost it. Or I'd get in touch with them and say, "Oh, did you follow up that client?" They're like, "Oh, yeah, I'm doing it on Friday when I finish the big job I'm on." And it's like, what? Well, you're not going to get it then. Do you know what I mean? It takes 10 minutes. What are you fanning about with? So you've got to be quick. Speed is of the essence. So there's my tip. I'm done. What do you think of that, Nicole Eden? You're an old hand.
Yeah, I usually respond straight away, even if it's thanks for the email. I'm on deadline at the moment. I'll get back to you in a couple of hours. Even if it's just that basic.
Yeah. And I think, and again, I've seen a few people do that, and that is a tactic, and it shows that you're busy. But I think, again, if you can just come up with an email that covers off those 4 essentials: I'm real, here's when I could do it, here's a rough cost, and here's the next step, then...
Yeah, I must admit, I usually do add those bits in. The quick and dirty one is usually when I'm really...
desperate, yeah. And I think as well, another mistake that people make is that they start to tell their whole story in that email. They're like, "I'd be great for your job because I'm this, 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 and this." Do you know what I mean? Like they start writing that big paragraph about how they did English at GCSE and they love kitchens and they once wrote a brochure for, and it's like, not that first email, just make it quick, clean, professional. All you're really doing is acknowledging that the form has worked to some degree. You know what I mean? How many times have you sent stuff off and you're not even sure that it's even got there? So a super quick response, because then the next thing is that thing. Do you know what I mean? The next thing is the conversation where you start pitching your services and selling yourself. But also, if you've downloaded the WIP document, I think it's free actually. I can't remember, but I think it is. Really start keeping a track of where your inquiries are coming from, and which of the inquiries work out and which ones don't. So obviously the inquiries that come through your website, they've already seen your stuff. Do you know what I mean? To get to your contact form, they had to get to your homepage through a service page to your contact page. You don't need to start telling them who you are and where you are. They know. Do you know what I mean? So you're just repeating stuff they've already done. If it's a referral from someone that you've been referred to, well, then you acknowledge the person that you referred to. And I always say, it's great that Rachel referred me. Rachel's great, isn't she? I really like her. Say something positive about the person that's referred you. Do you know what I mean? And that's a little bonding thing, and then you move on. So think about how they found you, because that changes that first line a lot and changes your interaction as well. And, have a look at your contact form. What does it have on it? For the love of God, if it just has first name, last name, email address, mobile, and a big comment box, you need to go back and look at that again. Ask them what their deadline is on the form. Ask them, you can have a budget one that puts a lot of people off, but just make it so they don't have to fill it in, and ask them how they found you. They literally just found you. So they know exactly how they found you. And it is so informative. I've said this on calls before, but I have a Dropbox that says, "How did you find me?" And if they say Google search, I say, "What did you type in?" And the information I've got from that one little box, you know, things that I never knew I was even ranking for, I've discovered because they've said, because they only just typed it in 3 minutes ago. Do you know what I mean? And it's really, really helpful. It will give you some ideas of things you can write content about. Like if they found you from some obscure post where you happen to write pets copywriting brochure, but it's actually not a page about writing brochures for pet copywriting, that you just in a blog randomly got those 3 words and Google thought you were the best result, and they found you for that, well then maybe it's an opportunity for you to have a page that talks about how you're an expert at writing brochures for pet companies. Do you see what I mean? You've got to use that insight and turn it around, and it gives you content ideas. So yeah, that's it really. That was my thing, the beautiful desktop. Does anyone have any thoughts or things they would like to share or ask or contribute? Oh, Marie.
I do. Just your email templates. In a job that I had before where we had to send a lot of the same responses to the people, there are I know for the ones who use the Gmail, whether it's just straight Gmail or your own URL on it, you can get an extension, and that way you can spend just a bit of time, copy and paste all your emails in there so that you don't even have to go between your email and your files. You can just be in your email, select which one you're sending because you label them, and it's just right there.
Yeah, that's excellent. I don't actually use Gmail. I think that's actually also possible with Outlook. It's one of those things that I never did. I found it easy to just do the cut and paste, to be honest. But also what I also do is, because I do personalize that first line, and because I am trying to be quick, and because I'm a terrible person with typos, I would type the first line into the Word doc so at least it would pick up my typos and then cut and paste it, because I don't find email spell check quite as reliable. But that's a brilliant tip.
And that's where, for me, I've got Grammarly installed for spell checking, and it works in Google. So if you have like Google and the Gmail products, it's if you can have a good spell check, and that, I think it's called Composer or something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe you could share that. Maybe you can share that in the group after this call for everybody. The name of that thing, that'd be cool. Tanya, what did you want to add?
No, I have to go. I've got to go get ready for kids to pick up. But I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. I hope that was useful. Let's just do a wave of everybody before Tanya goes. Oh, Diana's gone now. Wave. Wave, small cola. Wave, look happy. Look like you're enjoying yourself, Rachel Alt. She doesn't look like she's enjoying herself. Okay, see you later, Tanya. Nice to see you. I too have to leave for school pickup soon. These are only half-hour little sessions. Now that you've come to them, you can kind of see how they work. Usually I don't talk so much because people usually, have a few things that they want to chat about. So we can use them however you want. It's also just nice to see some other faces of people in the group and put a name to a face. Estelle, did you want to say something? No?
Yes, please. Just while it's a really tiny group, because it's one of those silly questions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got your templates. I think they're absolutely wonderful, but you've scared the living bejesus out of me for using them in case I use them wrong and send them out. Because I don't want to be accused of, or have you come and tell me off for copying, or that whole thing about copycats.
No. So I mean, obviously they're there for you to use with your clients. The issue that I had with that particular person was that they literally just took the template, created a shop. Well, they've taken several of them, created a shop, and just sold them.
Oh, okay, cool.
To other
I thought
copyright.
that was the case, but then I just wanted to double check with you. I wanted to take the Clever Copywriting School logo off, put my own in, but I'm quite happy to have, a reference back to the Clever Copywriting School.
You don't have to at all. No, not at all. I'm going to do all these induction videos. When the group was smaller, we talked about this, but a lot of people have joined in the last few months, and I see that there's a need to explain stuff like that. So I'm going to do a series of induction videos that will explain it. If you haven't bought it, one of the little, there's only 2 courses, the how to do a WordPress copy deck kind of takes you through all of that. But they are your product. You take the logo out, you take all the references out. What I recommend you do is the little advice things where it says, you should do this. I actually recommend you cut them out and then paste them back in again so they come up as your name. Yep. So you look like the clever person who's telling the client all this stuff. You can do with them what you want. I just thought it was a bit shit to take them, not change them, and sell them to other copywriters as your own work. you know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, but as I said, you know, I think they're absolutely fabulous, and they make everybody's life so much easier. That, you know, to have a small reference, or even, you know, a TCCS at the bottom of them somewhere.
No, you don't have to, not at all. They're yours to use, and make them what your own. Because, you know, at the end of the day, your client probably has no interest in buying that template. Do you know what I mean? They are the client. So, no, they're yours to do with what you will. But I think that's a really great point, and something that I will add. What I'm going to do is make a little video that comes out after anybody buys a template, and just talks about a few of those things: how to get rid of the logo, how you can use them. Fairly generic so that it works across all templates, but yeah, really, really good point, and I'll make sure that I action that. But no, they're yours to do with what you wish. You don't need to give any credit back to the school at all. So, and that's not.
I think it was just a timing thing that I bought it, and then that whole thing happened, and it was like, I'm just going to keep them there until I can talk to you on the quiet about them.
No, that's cool. And I mean, the other thing is as well, I'm sure lots of other people have done that, but the only reason it really kind of got me was it was actually somebody who is in our group, which just felt extra, kind of cut a bit deeper. Someone who I'd helped quite a lot, and, you know, given advice to and stuff. Just, you know, obviously sometimes, you know, people do these things and they don't think about the impact that it's going to have. They just don't think about it, you know. They don't be cruel.
But you can't take somebody else's stuff and claim it as your own. That's just
rude. I know, but I guess, I don't know. People are weird. Anyway, so yeah. Hey, Rachel.
Hey, I just wanted to ask about this that guide that you have for your first 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Can you put that up on the site, or did you say it's already up on the site?
No, it's like it's an old webinar I used to run. It probably needs a bit of a, just seeing if we've still got it. Your first month, yeah, I do. I have it here. I will do something with it in the next week or so. Maybe I'll do a little mini cheapo webinar or something. Or it's quite pretty. Yeah, I'll make something of it. It's got my old branding on and stuff, you see. So I've got loads of them. I've got my about one. It's just time, but I've just killed my other thing. So I now have time to focus on Clever Copywriting School. So
is that webinar the one you and I did all those years ago?
I think it might be, you know, Nick. Remember, yonks ago. So it's okay, but it probably needs a bit of an update and a redesign. And anyway, I'll do something with it and put it live, and I'll put the other ones live. Just found loads of them in this little folder on my desktop.
I'm giving notice, Nick. I'm quitting the corporate coil next week, and I'm quietly shitting myself. So
yeah. Well, I've often thought about having it as the opt-in for the site, because I actually don't have an opt-in for Clever Copywriting School. You just sign up and you get nothing. So maybe I will create a little opt-in. There you go. Might not be ready for next week, but I will have it ready maybe the week after. See how I go.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well, it's lovely to see you all. I know many of us have to go off and collect small humans or go to bed if we're Diana. Diana, what time is it there?
It's probably 14 hours later than you guys. I think I'm like 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
Okay, cool.
I'm like, oh my god, I look tired because I've lost sleep over this client hasn't paid me. So I'm like, we have a video. It's too much.
I know. Well, I actually made an effort and brushed my hair and put makeup on, and now you can't even bloody see me. So I won't bother doing that next time. Yeah, no, everyone looks glamorous. Great. Well, look, I'll see you all soon. There's another coffee chat. There's coffee chats every couple of weeks. There's no pressure to come or not come. You can ask questions or just sit there and listen. And yeah, I'm waving to you all and saying thank you, but you can't see me, so just imagine it. Bye, guys. Bye.
Thank you.